Hi again everybody. So we're going to do another demonstration and this time we're going to do a little scene, but we're going to incorporate some of the veranda view, which has got some of the lovely little watering can, the bird house and all those kind of things in there as well, but also mix in a few other bits and pieces. So I've used the square frames for this one that you can see here, but I'm actually going to use the circle frame. So we've started this off already to speed up the demonstration, but basically we've put the circle frames on the front. We've omitted the middle panel, so we've taken that one out, and then what we do is open this up, use your wax paper on the back. So if you rub on the back, that will one, locate the actual circle so you can see it, and two, it actually helps the ball tool glide when you go to emboss it. So this will give you that lovely raised impression on the front when you finish your card. So that is a beautiful thing to do. It just makes your card look that little bit more expensive. So basically, we've already done the scene on here, the background on here. So we've cut a piece of paper in half. I've used a little bit of repositionable adhesive, and we've taken the baby wipe and we've just rubbed down to give us the green. And then what we've done is exactly the same thing with the top half as well. So we've popped this in place here, and then we've just added the yellow, a little bit of red, and then a little bit of grey. So one of the first things that we're going to do is pop in the little clouds. So let's get those in, because that gives you quite a nice bit of texture. So let's use the nice pale grey for this. And again, just get rid of some of the excess, because we don't want a perfect cloud there. I want it quite wishy-washy. So let's get rid of some of the excess ink on there. And we're not taking the ink off evenly. You'll see I'm sort of rocking this a little bit and just taking off little bits of ink. So you're never really going to get the same cloud twice. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to pop in is the little birdhouse. So I'm going to do this in two halves, so two colours rather. So we're going to use the paler brown first, all over the top, like this. So just get a good coat of ink everywhere. And we're going to stamp this off the edge of this piece of scrap paper, so it will look like it's coming from behind that hill. So I'm going to go all the way up with the darker brown, and then we're going to just sort of edge underneath here, so it's slightly darker, and then we're just going to take it around the edge as well. So we're going to get a little bit of the roof highlighted there. So let's pop this down where we want it. So I'm going to try and get it into the frame itself, so let's just pop that there. And just remember, walk your fingers all over, because you've got sort of the width of the stencil as well. So it's just that little bit harder to press down into the stencil. But again, if you miss anything, because we're going to be putting a lot of flowers and things in there anyway, it doesn't really matter. So we've got this little highlighted bit here just at the top. Okay, and then what we're going to do is start to add in some other bits and pieces. So let's put the little watering can in as well. So we'll do exactly the same thing with this. So two colours. And we might put a little bit less in this, because I wouldn't mind getting two sets of the wellies, because what I love about the Wellington boots is you can actually personalise cards and frames with them. So if you want to do a whole family of wellies with them, you can do that as well. I've just got a little bit on there, there we go. And then we'll pop this one about here. Okay, and we'll lift that way. That gives us our little two-tone watering can. So I think actually we've only really got one space for Wellington boots. So let's do some of these nice lace-up Wellington boots instead. So all over in my palest colour first, and then what I'm going to do is add some sort of low light with the darker pink colour here. So it just gives us a more dimensional look to our stamping. I'm just going to take it up to the top like that. And then before we put any flowers and bits and pieces in, what we're going to do is add in the little bird as well. Oh, she says, oh, here it is, sorry. Okay, so we'll do this in two colours as well. So the paler brown first, and then we're just going to go round and edge in the darker brown. So you're basically just leaving a little bit of the bird's chest just open. So we're going to pop that onto the little bird table there. So just like that. And then now what we can do is start to add in all the other bits and pieces. So I'm going to pop some grass across the back. So we're just going to go all the way across like this and add some little bits of grass. And what I love about this is every time you make a card, it's going to be different. So even though we're sort of working off a card that I just showed you, I know this is going to be a variation on that one. You could obviously, if you were doing this for a wedding or something, get something very, very similar, but it is nice to be unique every time you send a card. Okay, so there's our little bits of grass that have gone in. And then now what we're going to do is start to add some of the background. So let's put a little bit of the bunting in. So this time we're just going to go across this little area here. So just give yourself a faint pencil line to work to. And then let's stamp in some of this bunting. So I'm going to go about here. And then we can stamp off the edge as well. Let's just use the same colour again, and we'll just take, you're only going to get a little bit of it, but it looks so much more natural if you actually take it off the stencil. So it looks like it's going outside of that little window that we've got. And if you've got a dark colour, a lot of the time you can sort of get 2 inkings out of it. So you can stamp it twice, maybe 3 times without having to re-ink it. Just saves you a bit of time as well. Okay, so there's our bunting. So let's just join this up. Okay, like that. And now we're ready to add in some of our little flowers. But we could, if we wanted to, just personalise these little bunting, these little pennants. So let's just pop these just inside those little bands like that. So again, you can personalise. You actually do get a little bow in there as well. So if you wanted to use anything to sort of tie the bunting up, you've got a little bow with that. So let's add in some of the little flowers just to fill in this background now. So remember not to re-ink every time, just let the ink run off the stamp. And if you want to go behind something, just make sure that the ink that you're using is going to be paler. So if you want to stamp behind the wellies, if I off stamp first and then over the top with stamp, it looks like those are going directly behind those Wellington boots. Again, so you don't need to be too precise with this. Let's add another colour in. So let's add some of the peony, the pink that we've been using here. And these colours just are beautiful together. But I just love the way the designs actually come together. So let's add a little bit of green. So some of the leaves from the Dainty Daisy set. And we're just going to fill in around those little areas where there isn't any stamping or where it's quite pale. Okay. And then maybe what we can do is just take a little bit of Oriental Blossom and we'll just have that overhanging. So let's just do a little bit just here, just coming inside of your card. Okay, so we can peel this off. If you want to add any more detail at the bottom, then you can. So you could take your grass and pop a little bit more in here and maybe just a couple of flowers. There we go. Let's use some of the bigger ones here, just to sort of finish that off. And then what we can do is peel this one away. And then if we turn this to the other side here, and then we just rub this with the wax paper again, this will just help us locate that circle. So if you can see, we can just see that circle. Where I'm rubbing my finger, we can see the circle coming into view. And then what we're going to do is just go all the way around and just emboss that. Okay. Now if you wanted to, you could add some colour onto here. So let's just show you a little bit of colour. We won't do it all. But one of the nice things I've found is on the Good Friends sentiments will actually fit inside the circle and the square. Let's just do a little bit of that and then I'm going to show you what we've done there. So can you see we've just curved slightly the little sentiment? Now don't ever leave it like that. When you put it away, make sure it's straight. Don't leave it like that for a prolonged period of time. But this will allow you just to stamp just inside that little frame. So let's do it about there. Now you could of course take that frame off first, but then I like making things awkward for myself. So there we go. So let's take that off. And there is your beautiful finished scene. And then all we need to do is add our little details. So again, let's get the glossy accents. Let's get that one to the end of the wellies. To give us this beautiful sort of shine here. And then if we just add a little bit of dimensional pearls just into the centre of some of these little flowers, and you'll find it really just brings those flowers right out to the surface again. Okay, and I think we're just about finished. And there we go. So there's your finished card. I hope you like it. Thank you for watching.